This works. Welcome. Can't do a long form yap sesh without one of these. At least how I see it. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience working at a commercial gym. So I got hired January, beginning of January at Xsport Fitness. It's a Chicago commercial gym. They had locations in what was it, like New York and Virginia, but collectively it was like five. Um, yeah, they got bought out by LA Fitness and they're a international brand, and it's now known as LA Fitness. But I got hired at Xsport. Um, I applied. They called me back. This was like the last week of December, and what's it called? I applied. I got called back. Had a little interview. Hired. During the interview, they asked me if I could do the overnight shifts because it was 24 hours, and I was looking for either morning shifts or overnight hours, and they were offering overnight. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I needed a job at the time, so I was like, yeah, it works. It was right by my crib, so transportation wasn't really a problem. Um, Getting there on time wasn't a problem. And it's a gym overnight. I literally just have to be there. I had started, I got a membership there a month beforehand, kind of to scope it out, to be honest. I did want to get back in the gym. This was post COVID. Um, Getting back into the workout routine, and I was scoping it out, just working out at first, the first month. When I signed up, I also wasn't too knowledgeable on sales like I am, but in a commercial setting now, like the rules and stipulations is how people go about it. So while I was getting signed up, I was paying attention. You know, what is he doing? Like, what's the tactic here? Because even if it doesn't look like there is one, trust me, there is one. And I didn't know he was the manager, but the manager was the first person I saw, and they had monthly memberships and yearly memberships, like LA. I think all gym memberships offer that. Um, and he had already seen me around. No, wait, no, I'm tripping. I guess when I went there, it looked like I had money or some shit. So he instantly went to the yearly membership. He's like, oh yeah, man, get one of these 2 years. We get buy 1 year, get the other free. It's your best value, blah blah blah. And he starts going into some monologue, and I'm like, I already know this is his routine to try and get me to buy the yearly. I'm like, hey, hold on, like I cut him off because I kind of had to. So why the fuck would I listen for 5 minutes if I have fucking $30 in my bank account? And what's it called? I'm like, yo, like I appreciate it, but I literally only have $30 in my bank account. Like I'm just trying to get the basic membership. They always had that promotion where you just put $1 down, and you don't pay the fee, whatever, for the next until the next week. And once I tell him that, he escorts me to some girl. She was like the front desk girl. He's like, "Oh, here, take over." I think she was pretty new because she didn't fully know how to sign me up. She needed to get help from somebody, and she still got the commission, blah blah blah. But I saw the difference, and he was just kind of giving her experience on how to get a sale. I knew what membership I wanted. They had two other people come up to help, and I got convinced to get the slightly better membership since I was only putting $1 down. And worth it. I think like not every salesperson is malicious and can be effective. So those are just the mental notes I took. Personal side note, the shorty was feeling me too. I was like, I saw it and I kind of started saucing up. Nothing crazy. I was kind of like, when it's someone I'm not interested in, but like I still want to entertain them. I experiment. It might be some sleazeball shit, but like I'm trying new shit. Like see what works, what doesn't work, or can I do this? Like something I don't normally do type shit. But that's just a side note. And yeah, she had a boyfriend the whole time, so I'm not trying to get scandalous. If you're watching this and you were in that era, you know what I'm talking about. But you know, I don't care. Nothing personal. It is what it is. Don't care. Um, so I work out there. I don't remember making any other observations besides like they're not doing anything special. Like they're just chilling and trying to sell membership. Like how hard could that be? So I applied. I was like, fuck it, and they got back to me. I got hired. I started the same week. The first week of January is when I started, and I when every time I've gotten a new job, I'm on point. I'm on 10. Like the first month or so, I test the waters to see how on point I have to be all the time, and then I start slacking off. Like just doing shit, like doing things I don't need to be doing, or just shortcuts, or just lazy shit. This and that. But here it took me like 3 months. I want to say. Like I said, there's not much to the job, but people will always nitpick shit. I've discovered that at a lot of jobs, there's already like an established crew that they already fuck with, and they kind of are in cahoots to see who they want to keep, who they want to be on bullshit with. Just to get somebody else, anybody else other than you. I've found that recently, and a lot of times with me, it's just because I'm introverted, so like I don't mind talking and shit, but if it's just bullshit and it's like fucking brain rot, why the fuck? No, I can't do that. So if I can't kind of lead the conversation or just not, just be talking about bullshit, I'm kind of like, especially with higher ups that just want to fucking hear themselves talk or just want to express their authority unnecessarily. It started happening with the first manager, the one that hired me, and he kept slowly pissing me off day by day, just saying random dumb shit like, "Oh, dude, I see a fucking plate over there." Like, what you mean? Someone just grabbed it and used it and left it there like 5 minutes ago. What the fuck? You want to go fucking ask people if they're done with their weights and put them back? Like, bruh, be fucking for real. And I don't think he expected me to like stand up for myself and call him out, because he would look pretty shook and then like kind of double down and be like what the fuck, like lay the law down or some shit. And I'd be like, bruh, like I'm not the one. It might not look like it, but I promise you this switch is instantaneous. And it was getting to the point where like, all right, bro, I'm about to get to the point like I'm about to tell you like what's your problem, like if like we could fight if you want to, like we could take it there, like for real, like it's getting to the point I might just sock you. And when I was getting to that point, he got fucking moved, because he would move grimy just in general. He was kind of like a Diddy, not like Diddy, but like motherfucker was entertaining little ass girls. And I'm just like, this dude's like what, early 30s, maybe mid 30s. And when I first started, the first few months, I already had a history of quitting, um, like a month in or a few months in, and especially when people just got on bullshit for no reason, because he wanted me to do unnecessary shit just so I can appease him or whatever. It's not even really company shit. But long story short, he got moved. I was telling people like, bro, I'm about to fight this dude for real. Like, if he keeps this little bullshit up, and he would just make himself look like an idiot when he tried to like son me or little bro me. Like, bro, it's not working. Um, yeah, we got a new manager. We had like four new managers the first year, and it's kind of the same shit. I think they gave warnings of people beforehand. I think the one after him, he was kind of trying to be a stickler at first, and after like a few weeks, he became cool. Um, and then he got moved for whatever reason. I heard it was some bullshit, but I think people also kind of fucked with my perception of him, kind of warning me about him. Like, and people were different, bro. I'm not gonna get into it, but the manager we ended up on was cool at first, but he developed a distaste for me because all the shit I had going on, like I would get my job done, but also fuck around, and I think they like, bro, like they don't like that. But it's like, bro, I got my job done. Like the fuck, like what? I feel like I'm the only one that brings a certain vibe to the environment where people can just be kicking it. Still work out, but still like find camaraderie. Like I just created that environment, whether they give me the credit or not. It wasn't the same after I got fired and all this shit. So yeah, fuck y'all. None of the bullshit I was on would interfere with the job, So I never understood it. They just didn't like me. They had a distaste for me and tried to come up with bullshit to get rid of me. It even got to the point that I called corporate because I was being so blatantly bullshitted. The manager we had the longest there, I we had massage rooms like hydro beds in the back, so it's an overnight position. It's not the easiest, and at some point I was working two jobs, and that was my second job. So I would sleep in the back when I saw fit. Like there's nobody coming in here. I know the regulars. I know who's gonna get what. Like they know what's up. Like bruh, leave the fuck alone. Um, I got called out for it, and I was like, all right, bet. Since I didn't want to get fired, I liked the job. It was really chill. I was on point. I stopped doing it. Took the measures to get this shit done. So like after a month of just being on point, he just comes up to me in one morning. He's like, "What did I tell you about going to the back?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He doubles down on his like bullshit. Like he even like kind of fucking worsened his tone. He's like, "What the fuck did I tell you about going to the back?" And I'm still like, I'm already aware. Like I've been consciously avoiding that for a straight month. Like, and he's trying to. I see he's trying to bullshit me, so I fucking quadruple down. I'm like, what, like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, so if I check the cameras, you're not gonna be going to the back. And I'm like, nah, go ahead. Like, so that moment, I'm like, you didn't even check, you didn't bother. You just wanted to come like lay your anger out on me. Like, I don't know what the fuck you got going on. Like, your fucking wife cheated on you or some shit. Your wife don't love you no more. That's on you, boy. Like, what the fuck? And I saw what he was trying to do, and I instantly, as soon as we got off, no, he told me to go home and shit. I'm like, hey, bro, my schedule says to like 7 in the morning, like 6 in the morning. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm just not having it, bro. Like whatever he tried to do, I'm like, nah. And we had to use our fingerprint to clock in and out. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I got an hour left. Like, you good? And I'm gonna work out after this. Fuck you mean? So I'm just on bullshit, and I get whatever I had to do done. And then as soon as I leave, I'm like, brr, brr, fuck. Like you try to push me into a corner, I'm gonna push you into a corner. Fuck you mean? So I called corporate, and I'm completely aware corporate is mainly on the corporate side. Like they don't give a fuck what it is. They're gonna appease the higher ups, like And I knew it was a shot in the dark, so I still did it, and it actually worked. They got on his ass. Like, I don't know if he has a reputation or what, because the his higher up came in the next morning, caught him lacking. And when he came in, he completely switched up. He's over here fist bumping, oh man, what's up? Good morning, man. So you got a sale, like good shit, man. I'm just like, yeah, like I'm stale as fuck. Cause I'm like, yeah, they took that for you to fucking, stop being a bitch, basically. And yeah, after that, he was still playing it cool, but still fucking just despised me, like fucking want to be dead. He eventually fired me over some other bullshit, but when I tell you this dude had the most fucking the happiest I've ever seen this man for real to fire me and shit. And yeah, that's the general synopsis. I think I talked about more what happened to me personally, and I think the whole point of the video was what I learned. But I think you're getting the lessons as I'm telling you what's up. So here are the lessons, like just that I can pass on. I think that I learned from there. I want to say like half the sales people that thrive in sales and in environments like that, like gyms, car sales. I want to say it's half the people are moving grimy, like using tactics, like psychological shit. Um, and they can read people fairly easily, especially if you're like nervous or they just know you got money and they're like, all right, what can we do to make you spend the most amount of money in this moment? I don't think I've personally ever gotten got like that. The time they applied pressure was when I signed up for LA before they bought out Xsport. They got me to do the free training session. Um, I didn't really want to, but they were like so insistent on it. I'm like, bro, just shut the fuck up already. All right, I'll do it. And I still already made my mind up. I don't want to do this shit. And yeah, that's the only time. But I can see how weaker minded people get got, but that's on you, to be honest. But, whatever. I still don't think it's cool to prey on people like that. Um, so half the sales tactics and people are fucking just grimy and or being fake as fuck just to get anything out of you, being agreeable, just toxic as fuck. Most of the gym goers are like fucking horny. I want to say, especially because you're in the gym and like getting your blood flowing. I think your pheromones are pumping out more than regularly. It's a lot of fuck shit going on. I thought it was the opposite before I started going to the gym like routinely. You always if you go at a certain time and it's part of your routine, you see people that are on the same shit. And before I started working and working out there, I would go at completely random times, like maybe from the 10 p.m. to like 3 a.m. range. So I would never go consistently. Sometimes I would go in the morning, like whenever I felt it. I didn't have it structured like how I've had it structured the past few years. But a lot of people are going just to see if they can be scandalous and shit. Like, I think it's okay if you're trying to find, if you're single and you want to find somebody, I guess. But most of the people are already in relationships and like married and shit. And they're trying to play the field. They want to see if they still got it and shit, which I think is fucking pathetic. Like, what the fuck? Like, I personally go to the gym to work out. Like, that's all I'm focused on. I don't want to talk to nobody. The only interaction I feel like I have to have is when people are on the machine, it's busy. That's the only interaction I'm down for. Like, any conversation I don't want to have, like, that's not the place for me. But the majority are just trying to feed their social battery, I guess, and which is I think fine. But if it's interfering with other people trying to work out, and you're just yapping more than you actually work out, you're a problem. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, what the fuck? Like even when I have yapped before, I was always aware of my surrounding. Like, oh, I see Buddy. He look like you might want to use a machine. Let's get the fuck, move. Like, what the fuck? Go to the fucking locker room. Like, if you really want to socialize, ask for people's information and socialize outside of here. Like, if it's really that bad, like, get the fuck on. Yeah, you'll find a lot of bitches just wanting attention. Uh, Move like they're single. Try to get people to bait. Uh, get dudes to like bait dudes to approach them and shoot the shot, and they get the satisfaction, and they get even more satisfaction to turn you down and say, I have a boyfriend, so you just wasted your time. Like, that shit is pathetic too. That's what a lot of bitches are on these days, which is why I stay to myself. But I have more of an eye of seeing who's on what nowadays. So, but learning it, like being a part of it, and being basically kind of victimized by shit like that is fucking pathetic, bro. Like, that's why I'm so workout oriented, because that's what it's supposed to be anyway. We know humans are humans. Um, what else did I learn? Majority of the people are fake as fuck, putting on a fake persona, not being real. Even people that try to befriend you and shit. I had already realized that people kind of want the clout for being friends with the people that work there, whether they want to get a job themselves or just have the fucking notoriety that you're cool with the gym style, whatever. Like, that's just pretty fucking lame too, and you can see it. And it works, but it's like I never I never fed into just being fake. And I did make cool friends. I did make acquaintances that were cool and genuine. But I don't think I would have ever made them if I didn't work there. So I'm still grateful. Think it's cool. But like I said, nothing is really like long term. Like, I enjoyed it. I saw it for what it was. Even the regulars, like, if I've seen a few in public, I'm not gonna be like, oh hey, yeah, you remember when I worked? Nah, that was just for that period, bro. And there were people that try to be friends and shit that I just saw no reason to be friends. It was like, I don't know, like, how to tell you that I'm good, but we can still conversate, yada yada. But that's really it. I think a lot of people, there was like an unspoken agreement too. Like, yeah, we just fucking see you when I see you kind of shit. Like, nothing personal or crazy. It was also dope. What else did I learn? My experience. I had a lot of bitches that had like boyfriends and families and husbands that would both just try to bait me and see what's up, which was very like I expected it from bitches my age, but with bitches like 10 years older and shit, and even like 20, I was like, damn, it's true. The game never ends. Like, these bitches are never satisfied, and how they conditioned themselves when they were my age is how they stayed. So it was eye opening, kind of harsh reality kind of shit that you kind of I theorized before I was in an environment like that, and it just confirmed it for me. Um, it also confirmed, like, I think at this point there's an equal amount of predators in women and men, towards like you know like older than 30 trying to get like teens and shit. Like, this shit is actually sick. The shit I've seen is like, what the fuck. At this point, it's like an even ratio, but most dudes just talk about it. They don't actually act on it. The amount of dudes that actually have access to like teenagers illegally and legally is like, there's like a niche almost. Like, only a selected amount of dudes can actually do that. It's not just anyone. I noticed. That's just my observation. I wouldn't do that shit. I'm better than that. Um, what else? I'm not gonna go too in depth, but just know I made that observation. Um, what else? I think that pretty much covers it. It was a very chill job. Besides, the power trippers and people that just want to fuck you over just because it's you. I never really wanted to acquaint myself with people like that. Mostly because I know gossip is a thing and people will try to paint you some type of way. And I had to learn to engage and move a certain way so like I can be cool with people, but I'm not necessarily telling them about me. But info eventually gets leaked to people you don't expect, or they won't even mean it in a bad way. Or also the managers kind of manipulating them, getting into the tell business. Because some of my coworkers were younger, and I was young too. I was 23, but I could see like how the politics in the workplace and how people find shit out. I could tell. I'm trying to remember anything else. I might have lost the plot on this video a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm chilling. This is more like a chill with me smoke sesh. My experience is the title of the video. I'm pretty sure. So this is what I learned the most in my general experience. And it's 27 minutes long. I'm gonna cut it here because I feel like I got most of what I wanted to say out. If you actually watch this, I don't mean to flip you off. I just can't raise my other finger. Um, yeah. Thanks.